Hello everybody, it's Lynn with Crafting Break, and I am here with the October free with purchase online class. I almost said November because these cards are fall inspired cards, but no, this is October. I did this class in person last Saturday, and I meant to start this online class on Sunday, but you know, as usual, life got away from me. So I'm doing it today. And what that means is the cards you see me making today, I'll be making, well, the kit will include 2 of each card. There's 3 designs. If you place a minimum order on my online store of $50, not including tax, shipping, or Stampin' Rewards, I will send you the cardstock to make these cards, and I'll send it to you for free in the mail. I am using 2 different stamp sets today. I couldn't decide which one, so I went with both of them. So the first one I'm using on the first card is Gathering Moments. It came with dies, and I am using the dies on the 3rd card. But on the first 2 cards, it's just ink, paper, and stamping, so it's super simple. So this is the stamp set, and this is the first card that we're making. So I'm going to set that up here in the corner. What you will get in your card kit from me looks just like this. There'll be an envelope, card base, the white cardstock, basic white cardstock I put in the back is always the piece for the inside of the card. I always put it behind the card base and the back of the envelope. In this case, both of our pieces of basic white are the same size, so don't worry about getting those mixed up. And then here's our card base. Whoops, sorry about that. The card base is crumb cake, so I'm going to go ahead and give that a good score, or a good crease right now. And I'm going to set that aside, and let's start with stamping our sentiment. And I don't have Cajun Craze out. Let me grab that real quick. I must have put that away after using it on another card. So you can see here it says, "Your friendship means the world to me, expressing heartfelt gratitude." So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment on the inside and the outside of the card right now. The outside sentiment I want in the center because we're going to be building our leaves and acorns around it. So there's the outside, and let's get the inside. And that will be towards the top. Or in the center if you want. Less handwriting inside the card. Okay, I'm going to close that, and I'm going to put these stamps off to the side up here, and I'm going to clean those in between because I do need those blocks. So I'm going to put that Cajun Craze to the side, and this one is done for now as well. Oh, let's put it on the envelope. Okay, so to start building our cluster of leaves, I am going to use crushed curry and this large piece. And while I'm thinking about it, let me grab a scrap paper. I don't want to have to clean my glass mat in between, so I'm going to use a scrap paper because I'm going to stamp, you know, partly on and off. Hopefully keeping this card up here will keep my overhead lights from doing those 3 dots I see up there when I sometimes come back and watch the replay. Okay, so we're just going to start randomly stamping this leaf, and partly on, partly off. Okay, and I'm going to keep that on the side because as I'm building it, I may find that I have a bare spot and I want to come back in and fill it with something else. Next, I'm going to take Old Olive, and I'm going to use this leaf. I'm going to come in with my next layer. And we're just building around. Let's go like that, like that. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there with that one. Now I'm going to bring Cajun Craze back in, And I'm gonna use this little sprig. I don't know if they're berries or what. And just kind of randomly put those everywhere as well. Let's go here. And let's go right here. Got a little bit of a halo there, but that's okay. A nice pretty gem's gonna fill that in. Okay, last I'm gonna use Early Espresso for my acorn. And this one will kind of fill in the rest of the gaps that I find. I don't really have much of them on this one. I did pretty good filling that all in, I guess. I'm gonna do this one right there. Okay, and I don't think I need anything else. I think that looks fine to me, so I'm gonna leave it. You know, I could put in, you know, a little leaf right here, but I think it looks fine, so I'm gonna just leave that as is. And from here, it's super simple. It's just a matter of gluing the outside layer and the inside layer down. That's all this one has. Okay, can I get any more glue out of this? Yep, right when you think you can't, you can get a little more. Oh, that might be the end of it. Yep, that's the end of that. Okay, let's toss that one. It's obviously winning and I'm not. Oh, it's striking out. That one seems to be clogged. I'll fix that later. Let's go for another one. They get used in card classes all the time, so it's hard to... Oh, see, look at that. This one's got the wrapper on it still, but someone took the lid off of it. That's so funny. You never know what you get after a card class. Okay, let's put this lid or this layer on. Whoops, not upside down. And the inside layer. Okay, and now we're going to finish it off with some of these Cajun Craze and gold dots. You'll notice on my cards, I just couldn't decide what I wanted to use, so I used a little bit of everything on these cards. And I'm going to pick, I think we have, like normal, we have large, medium, and small. So I'm going to pick a medium one up, and I'm going to cover that little imperfection there that no one else probably would have seen. And let's see, on my card I used 5, but that's because I was still kind of filling in some gaps. And I'll probably, by the looks of this, use 5 as well. So let's put one up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's just do one right there. Okay, there is card number 1. All finished. Okay, let me set that aside. Let me get the second card out so you can admire it while I clean my stamps. As long as I can find my spray somewhere. Oh, I know it's on this table. You know, always. Here it is. It's behind my little trash bin. It's so odd to be thinking about fall cards right now, and I'm not even in, like, finished with Halloween yet, but I'm trying to stay ahead of the game. Trying. Sometimes it's hard. I had just posted information about my craft along in early December for Christmas, and I posted it early because I was worried things might sell out, and by golly, if they did not sell out. So if you're one of the few that have purchased the craft along, just know some of those items will be back in stock on November 17th. So there's still plenty of time to get those for the craft along. The craft along is not happening until, like I said, December. Sorry, I'm gonna get a baby wipe out and clean those leaves a little bit more. Craft along isn't happening until December, so there's plenty of time still I was worried that was going to happen, and it did. And that's okay. We can pivot. We have some time, so I'm not too concerned about it. Oh, see, look, you can tell when I get this much ink off of it that my Stampin' Scrub really needs to be cleaned. I should have cleaned that after my card class. Shoulda, coulda. Whoops, and I almost dropped that, but I caught it. Okay, let's put these stamps back so we can get on to the next card. Thanks for bearing with me as I do the not so fun thing that everyone probably doesn't like to watch, but has to be done so we can move on. Okay, we are going to move on. On this card, I used Beautiful Pumpkins, and this one does come with a die set as well, but I did not use this die set on any of my cards today. And this is also going to use quite a few stamps because actually not quite a few. I used every single stamp in here on this card, and I will show you as we make it. Oh, the stamp set's well loved after my card class, as usual. Okay, let's get some of these larger blocks and get these pumpkins on there. I'll probably take some of these at an angle, and we're going to need that scrap paper again. Need a bigger block for that. Let me find one of those. Probably this one. Okay, next size pumpkin. Let's get a leaf, a stem. I need another block. I've got a bin of blocks over here. Oh, I got this little guy. Getting my abs are getting a workout reaching over here. Okay, let me get our sentiments down. And one more. Okay. Alrighty, let's get to stamping. Oh, well, it would help if I had the card kit out. Okay, well, I'm doing that too. Let's get the ink colors we're going to need. I'm going to use Garden Green, Cajun Craze, Pumpkin Pie, and I'm going to use Crumb Cake for the stems. Okay, I'm going to put the card in the corner. Start putting all these stamps up here. So many stamps. Okay, card kit. Here we go. So in this card kit, what you see is everything you'll get. And I do include envelopes as well, so if I didn't mention that before. And like before, this is the inside layer. I'm going to put that with the envelope. These are the layers we're going to need for the outside. Let's start with this. You can see I stamped some of the Garden Green on Garden Green, so I did a little tone on tone there. And I did get this card, this one I can't remember if I cased it exactly, but I did from Pinterest. And as usual, you know, there's so many great ideas on Pinterest and you want to give the designers credit, but it's always sometimes hard to go back and find the original designer. So whoever designed this card, thank you. It's beautiful. Okay, let's use Garden Green here. And we're going to get some of the stems showing on this card base. And on, you know, it'll go on, some of it on and some of it off. And then I did the same direction up here. And while we have that, let's grab our inside layer and let's just go ahead and put this at the bottom. I think it's pretty, super pretty. Okay, we are done with that one. And we don't need this scrap paper anymore. I'm going to bring in a silicone mat only because I'm stamping on a glass surface, and I'm doing detailed stamping, and actually I do need this back. Let me put that underneath. I want to make sure I get good contact with these detailed stamps. You know, it's easier if you have a detailed stamp that's in red rubber, but these are not, so I just need a little more cushion there. Okay, so I'm going to start with the pumpkin pie. Pumpkin, kind of keeping in mind that I want my little pumpkin to the side that kind of touches it a little bit and room for my sentiment. And these are the stamps we're using. And these are two-step stamping. So this first one is going to give us the first layer, and I'm going to do second generation, which means I'm going to put it in ink, I'm going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to stamp it on my paper. This one's going to come in with the detail. And I see I've got, hopefully there's no fuzzies on this. We'll stamp on paper first. So let's get started. Ooh, I need some more pumpkin pie ink in here. I can see it. It's so well loved in my class. Okay, so we're going to stamp off, and then we're going to stamp on. About right there looks good. I'm committing. I'm committing to it. Okay, this one is full strength, and we're going to line the bottom of the pumpkin. How I do it anyway, the bottom and the right side is what I'm looking for. There we go. Okay, I need to re-ink this. I better remember to set that aside. Same concept for the Cajun Craze pumpkin, and I just re-inked this one, so this is going to be really strong. And there's something on there. I see it. Let me clean that real quick. I see a little fuzzy on there. Sometimes these solid stamps tend to pick up a lint and fuzz really well. Okay, so stamp off and stamp on. And I want that to cover my pumpkin pie pumpkin a little bit. Okay, and this is the detail. There we go. You can see the difference in my pumpkin pie. Look how much more ink I had in my stamp pad than I do on this one. Okay, we're done with that color. Now we're going to bring in crumb cake, and I'm going to put the stems on my pumpkins. You can also use early espresso. I think that would be a nice color as well. Okay. Now I want garden green back. I might as well pull in early espresso too. Garden green is going to be the leaf. Oops. Alrighty, and now the sentiment. So grateful to have a friend like you. And what's nice about this is now it will go nicely right over that pumpkin. And since we have it, let's bring our inside layer back and stamp thankful for the small things. Whoops, that was my head in the camera. Sorry about that. Sometimes I can't see very well. Hopefully you're still in view. I think I moved it. Let me shift you back a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now what do we need? We need to move all of this out of our way. And let's go ahead and let's adhere everything, and then we'll do the next steps. So this layer goes on a very small, thin layer of basic black. I just wanted a little bit of it peeking out. I was going to use early espresso, but when I sat down to design these cards, I had hardly any cardstock left. So I had to just use what I had in my craft room, which was not a bad thing. I mean, I don't need every color. So it made me think outside the box that what I normally would have done. Happened on every single card I wanted something different, and I didn't have the color. So I was like, oh well, I'll place the big order. Okay, I'm gonna pop up this piece on dimensionals. Okay, oops, I just dropped those. Okay. have my trash bin right next to me this time. There's somewhat some room on this table. I took a few days off of work this week and I've gotten so much done. I kind of don't even want to go back to work on Monday. Okay, let's go ahead and put this down. I took Wednesday off because my friends and I went to Disneyland, which was super fun for the Halloween season. And I decided, well, I'm going to take Thursday off because I'm going to be too tired to go to work. And I'm going to go ahead and take Friday off. So I had some work I needed to get done for some other businesses that I do work for. So it was good that I took the time off to get caught up on that. Okay, let's tie a little bow. And this pack I used, it's Early Espresso and Old Olive linen thread. So of course linen thread is super easy to work with. Tying bows with this is a breeze. If you're not a good bow tyer, you will be with linen thread, trust me. Okay. And Old Olive would have looked cute on that as well, for the linen thread. Okay, I need a glue dot. And I'm just going to put that into a little ball. I'm going to put it with my fingernail right there. And then I'm going to smush my bow into it with my thumb. Okay, that's smooshed. Now let's grab our Wink of Stella. If I know where it is. Oh, here it is. Let's put back in my tray caddy after the class. And I want Wink of Stella over all of these pumpkins. I guess I should have done Wink of Stella before I put the bow on, but that's okay. And I'm going to do this now because it's going to have a little bit of time to dry as I do the next step. Okay, that looks nice. A little sparkle. Okay, now we want a dark pumpkin pie blend. And we want some rhinestones. And I'm pausing because, of course, I pulled the rhinestones out and I just don't know where they are right now. How does this happen? Please explain to me how this happens. I don't know where things go. Okay, I think there's rhinestones in here. I'm not sure. They're probably all small ones, but that's just fine for me. Are there? Oh, there's nothing. Oh my gosh, there's nothing in there. Those were shimmer stars. That's hilarious. I thought those were rhinestones. And there was nothing in there. Oh, guess what I just found? Okay, let's pull these out. And we're going to, might as well just use this one. I don't have any large ones left, but that's okay. And obviously we're not using that tip. You want to use the paintbrush side because it covers the rhinestones a little better. And we're just going to color 5 of them. I wanted something a little more, I don't know, sparkly because of the Wink of Stella that I used. And the more you put, the more blend marker you put on, the darker it'll get. You know, it'll stop at a certain point. Now we want that to dry for a minute because we don't want the ink to be wet on those and then to put them on our paper or our card. So while that's drying really quick, let me just do what I need to do and clean every single stamp set that I used, or stamp image I should say. And let's get these cleaned real quick so we can go on to our last card. My poor Stampin' Scrub is falling apart. What side was it? I could show you. There's a side that's just, here it is. Just falling apart there. Maybe I'll treat myself to a new one. And I'll probably take a baby wipe to these too because, like I said, my Stampin' Scrub is pretty dirty. So I'm probably not even cleaning them very well right now. Okay, just really quick baby wipe those. I feel like there's something stuck on there. There is. There it goes. Watch. See how much orange comes off of this one? Look at that. Ay, ay, ay. Some people use that chamois. I've never used the chamois. I feel like I would never clean that either, so it would just get dirty. Hey, and at least in this card, you can say you've used every single stamp that was in that stamp set, which is, you know, I don't ever usually do that, so that's pretty fun. Okay, let's put them all back. Make some room for me here. Thank you again for your patience as I do this oh so fun part. And if the table is shaking, I apologize. At least I don't have a kitty cat trying to jump on here today. Although he might be a fun visitor. He's on his cat perch over there sleeping right now as I'm doing this video. Like I mentioned, I went to Disneyland on Wednesday and we left on Tuesday night after family dinner. So I left him for a little over 24 hours and he's not by himself too often anymore after we lost his brother Spike, and it breaks my heart to leave him because he's, you know, by himself in the house. And oh boy, was he my shadow after that when I got home. It's just hard leaving him. It's hard when you're used to having multiple cats and then it's the first time I've had one for a while, so it's an adjustment for both of us. Okay, let's pick these up. And scatter them wherever you want on the card. See, that one had a little bit of, it's on the side, that's why. Okay, that card is done. Card number 2. There we go. Okay, let's move on to the last card. Just looking for my card stack. Oh, I'm going to clean up this mess when we're done here. Okay, here is the last card. And I'm happy to say that on this sample, I fussy cut these leaves because I didn't get my my dies mailed to me. It's very rare for Stampin' Up! To miss anything, so they were so kind in sending me another set pretty quickly, so that was nice of them. Okay, let's pull out that card pack. Okay, so here's everything you're going to get in this kit. Now, this is a white card base, which means there's no inside layer. We're going to stamp directly on this. If you're worried about that, you know, because you get one shot, right? You can't turn this paper around. You can always put a white layer, stamp on a white piece of cardstock, and then put it in here if you're worried about it. I'm going to stamp directly on it. Okay, so let me explain all these parts here. This one right here, we're going to run this through an embossing folder. And then we've got this DSP layer, a small little early espresso layer. This one we're going to stamp the 3 leaves on, and this is going to say gather on it. And I have not done any of this ahead of time, so we're going to do all of this together. So let's go ahead and pull this Gathering Moment stamp set back. Oh, and inside I did Your Friendship Means the World to Me Again. So let's get the word gather. We need leaves. I think I used that one, and that one, and this one. Okay, let's get these all in blocks. Whoops. Okay. Move all these out of our way. Okay. My mat is a little wet there. This one, we're going to stamp the word gather on. And we're going to use, we're going to use Cajun Craze on that. And somewhat in the center, we will die cut it out. Okay, and we're going to keep that one out. And let's stamp this large leaf in Cajun Craze. And now we need, I believe that was Old Olive and crushed curry again. It doesn't matter. You can do your leaves obviously in different colors than mine. Okay, Old Olive. That one's done. And we might as well stamp the inside while we're doing all our stamping. So, deep breath. It's going to be fine. Just don't put your inked finger in there. Okay. Hopefully my head won't bonk you again. There we go. And our stamping is done. I'm going to move all of these out of my way. I'm going to go ahead and cut these apart. And maybe trim them up a bit so I can hopefully get them all onto my stamp and die cut machine in one pass. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Okay, let me get a plate real quick. I forgot one. And the embossing folder. Okay, so here's the embossing folder we're going to be using. It's the Gathering Leaves embossing folder. And, okay, let's start putting these stamps out of my way and hope I don't make a mess. Actually I can keep that up there. Okay, let's pull this out. It's a very large embossing folder. Mine is bending a little bit here. Someone used the wrong sandwich in my class and it got a little warped, but that's okay. It still works. Accidents happen. They probably didn't even realize they did it. So we're going to go ahead and put that white layer right in there. Let me bring my big guy up. Now the sandwich layer for this, because it is, I think it's a 3D embossing folder. I'm going with it as it is. I'm just using plate 1 and plate 4 to run it through. Doesn't say 3D on it, but I think that sandwich works really well. Okay, and there we have it. Hopefully you can see that pattern on there. Okay, let's bring in the layers we need for die cutting. And I'm going to grab Post-it note tape. And one more set of dies. Okay, so I did use the postage note, Perennial Postage dies on the word gathering. I will pre-die cut that one out for you because it's not part of the set. So I don't mind die cutting that out for you in this kit if you place your order. Okay, try to get that in the center. And then I'm going to put it at an angle because I don't want a flat surface going in because it's going to make a loud speed bump noise. So anything that's flat you want to take into your Stampin' Cut machine at an angle. Okay, first time I'm using these dies, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be easy to match them all up. Post-it note tape for sure. Okay, let's get these lined up to the best of our ability. that one's taking me a little while. Okay, I think that looks fine. I'm committing. I'm committing to it. Okay, this one. And last one. Of course, I'm doing this at a very odd angle for me. I usually do this on my glass mat and then put it into the Stampin' Cut machine, but that's okay. They're all gonna have white borders anyway, just like if you were to fussy cut it. Okay, there we go. And of course, oh, here it is. I was about to say, of course, I've lost my top plate. I found it. Okay, I'm gonna try to go as smooth as I can so I don't shake you too much, but you are gonna shake. Okay. Let's get this out of our way and see what we got. There's that piece. Let's get these out of our way. Okay. And I saved my Post-it notes because I reuse them again and again until I can't. So I just set them on the side of my machine right there. Okay, there we go. Looks great. Let's bring our pieces back in. My next step is I'm going to take the DSP and I'm going to adhere it to the embossed piece. And you have two choices. You can use whatever side you want. I think these leaves are gorgeous. There's a little bit of gold foil in them, so super pretty. Love this paper. Okay, let's slide that into place. There we go. And this tiny little one, it just needed a little border for me. I could pull out my reverse tweezers, but I think I'm gonna just do my best this way. Oops. So I do my best and I flip it over. These little ones I usually drop and leave a gluey mess everywhere. Hey, look at that, I didn't this time. It's because I spoke it out loud. Okay. Now we're going to use a lot of dimensionals. Anytime I put white on white, I like to lift it up. I always use dimensionals when I do that, and it's actually very rare that I do tone on tone like that. So you use as many as you want. I'm gonna use as many as I want. Just like that. Okay. Whoops, I almost put that on the wrong way. Okay, then this gather I also popped up with dimensionals. Okay, why not? Stick one in the center. I thought I left one on there. Felt like I did. Okay, this I put kind of towards the top. Kind of center, I guess. Wherever you want to put it. I'm sure it'll be just fine. Now for the leaves. Because this is popped up, I need to be careful where I'm putting my dimensionals, right? I don't need a dimensional up there because it's going to not sit right. So on this leaf, I want the dimensionals towards the bottom. So then the leaf will sit just like that. For this one, I can put it towards the bottom as well. Okay, let's commit to these. I'm not going to be concerned about putting glue on that. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay, I'm going to commit to the old olive one as well. And this one I wanted up on the side, so you can see where I only want dimensionals here and here. That's going to be minis. I need some minis to get there. So let's flip this over, and I just want 2 minis here and here. And I will put a little bit of glue right on these other tips. Oops, when I say a little, I mean a little. That one kind of got to be a little excessive, but it's okay. And I should have probably taken those backings off before I put the glue on there, but it'll be all right. Okay, and just like that. Now, of course, we need a gem, a rhinestone. And for this one, I used the streaked dots. These were so pretty, and I just really wanted to use them. The Cajun Craze would look really nice on this as well. The ones we used on card 1, these right here. But I feel like this, if you can see, they're just gorgeous. I think this will bring out the Early Express a little bit more, because I do have a Cajun Craze leaf here. So I just wanted to use something different. And I'm using one large one only. And I'm putting it right there. And somebody left a glue dot behind, so whoever used that one, their gem did not stick. Okay, and there is the last card. So let me pull those all back so you can see what we made today. We made this one, and just kidding, can't find the other one. Oh, yep, here it is. And we made this one right here. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you place an online order between now and next Saturday, which I believe is November 1st, if you place a minimum $50 order, I will send you this kit in the mail for free. Again, you'll get 2 of each card, so a total of 6 cards. And I will include everything that's not in the bundle. Of course, I can't send stamped images, but again, you probably have pumpkins in your stash and leaves, right? So you can use what you have as well. It doesn't have to be the same sets I'm using, but they are gorgeous. All right, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. Take care.